Hello there. My name is Maureen with my co-host Corey. We are The Real Guys, and this is The Real Show with two E's. Today we step back into the fantasy world of Willow together. But as always, I'm calling my co-host Corey. How are you doing today, Corey?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
It's nice to see you, Corey. And you can see us on our video version on YouTube. You can also listen to us on our Amazon, Google, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Podcast. Follow us anyway. Podcast. Also, you can follow us on our Twitter, which is at The Real Show FM.
Correct.
I believe.
Yes,
we've just started up again this year with our new revamped media. But that's right, Corey. We've got new fancy pictures, haven't we, Corey?
I'm aware. Yes, we do.
Worked very hard on them.
Yes, about a year ago.
Yeah, exactly. Well, no, we've finally come round to it, and I'm glad that's progress, isn't it?
Everything has changed.
Exactly. Well, improvement, Corey. And I always say we always strive for improvement on this show, don't we?
Exactly.
We always strive to be better than before, and now we're living it. We're living it up. And you can follow us on our Twitter at The Real Show FM and see what cool videos we're putting out and cool content we're coming up with. And we're going to events. We're going out with guests. We're doing all these cool stuff. But today, the cool stuff we're doing today is part 2 of our Willow review. We reviewed the sequel series to the film Willow.
Yes.
We reviewed the film itself first.
Yep.
Then we did part 1 to this review, and now we're doing part 2.
Correct. Correct indeed.
So Corey,
Yes.
let's gather round the fireside.
Okay.
In the dark forest.
Okay.
We're sitting together on our brave, merry quest.
Okay.
You're an adventurer.
Right.
I'm an adventurer.
Okay.
I think you're probably more Borman than I am.
Okay.
You're more of a Borman. I think I'm probably a bit of a Graydon, if I had to say myself.
Right. Okay. Yep.
Maybe I'm Willow. I don't have to think I am. I think Willow's got too much power to me, even though Willow says himself that he's not that powerful, really.
Nope.
Maybe I'll be Willow.
What was it? He's a hack and an old man or something?
Yeah, I'm an old, aging hack,
Yeah.
he says to himself. With the truth berries, that's what he says to himself there. Still, I feel like we're both brave adventurers.
Okay.
We're embarking on this quest together.
Mm-hmm.
We're heading to the Immoral City, through the Shattered Sea, Corey.
Yes. Okay.
It's a grand quest.
Right.
What's your questing skill?
My questing skill. What? As in like my class?
Yeah.
Or like?
It's like we're on a D&D party.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm trying to think. Normally, okay, right. If I'm playing a game, normally I go rogue.
Okay.
But if it's one of those situations where, like, if I'm being realistic, what would I be? Probably a mage.
Right. You think you'd be a sorcerer?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would put myself in that camp.
Right, excellent. I think I'd be a... But if you're a sorcerer, I can't be a sorcerer.
No.
I have 2 sorcerers on the team.
No, that's true.
I think I'd be good with a bow and arrow.
Okay, so
I
rogue.
think I'd be good with a...
So rogue.
What did you say you were?
Sorcerer.
Oh, okay, excellent.
No, I'm saying you'd be a rogue.
Yeah, I'd be the rogue,
Yeah.
I think. I've got to have the bow and arrow. I've got to have the stealth knives, you know. I'm going to be the stealthy, sneaky guy.
Okay.
I've got a hood, you know, I can slink around.
Got a hood, yeah, classic rogue.
Yeah, I've got a hood.
Got a hood.
Yeah. You got to have a hood if you're a rogue. You can't have a hood if you're not a rogue. You got to hide.
Yeah, that's true.
You got to be sneaky.
Yeah. I've got a big hat. That's what sorcerers have.
Oh, nice.
A wizard's hat.
A wizard's hat. A big wizard's hat.
Yeah.
Very interesting. However, when we're talking about Willow, we have many members of our party in the series.
Correct.
And each of them have their own special, unique skill. We could do the comparison to Dungeons and Dragons there, don't we?
Yes.
Were you sort of excited by the prospect of a new quest in the franchise?
I was looking forward to it. I mean, even now, because obviously the first season's finished, second season's presumably coming up. Mm-hmm. Hopefully, maybe. I still don't think it's been confirmed.
Oh, just have a check.
That's what I'm doing right now.
Let's have a look. Excellent.
That's why I'm talking slower, because I'm doing a Google.
I'll entertain the people, Corey, don't worry. I'll talk about how magic is in very different forms. The magic that we do in Willow is a lot of chanting.
Yep.
And a lot of sitting by the fire and looking at a seed.
Correct.
And going, Athwa, whatever she says. That's what Willow says, in fact.
Yeah.
Then they do there's a lot of shooting magic at each other, which is like beams of light, kind of like, I compare it to Harry Potter originally in the first episode of the review.
It's not confirmed. However, they're essentially just trying to like beg them to like let us do it again because we've got such a great cast. Just let us do another one.
Well, this might turn into a bit of a rant, and I apologise if I end up going on a tangent here.
Yep.
But obviously, the real show, known for the long tangents,
happens every now and then.
Every blue moon. We have Disney Plus is a very expansive streaming service. They've got a lot of good series on there. We review Bad Batch. We review the Star Wars ones whenever they come around.
Our next episode.
Our next episode is on a film from Disney Plus. Yes, did they show that in cinemas? Don't spoil what it is. But did they show it in cinemas?
I think so. I remember seeing a poster saying only in cinemas.
Right. Okay. Sure. However, unlike another streaming service we're going to name, which you know what's coming.
Well, it's one or two in it.
Yeah. Well, it's Netflix, isn't it? Netflix has a great.
Apple Plus. I forget you exist.
Yeah, and Paramount Plus, and Amazon Prime, Apple Plus, Lamppost Plus. Everyone's got
a streaming service.
Got a Plus streaming service now. That's another different episode. But I think we've done before. But I think we should probably do another one. Just to update. Netflix has a great, I don't want to say penchant for getting rid of things.
Yes.
They have a great penchant for just getting rid of series which picked up steam or were good.
Yeah.
Everyone has their own favourite Netflix series that ran for one season and got cancelled. Everybody does. It happens all the time. Mine was Dark Crystal Age Resistance.
Yes.
Loved it. We've talked about this before.
We have. I say thankfully. I haven't really watched a Netflix TV show. So I've not fallen for the, man, this is great. Oh, it's gone.
Yeah, exactly.
But even
Resident
then,
Evil, whatever it was, I think.
Yeah, that got cancelled. There was a police one that got cancelled, I think. Trying to think what else. Did you see the quote with Netflix? I think CEO or something said that we've never cancelled a top tier show or something.
Oh, really?
And then everyone's like, yeah, but like this is all rated really highly or whatever.
This one has loads of watch time, and you got rid of it. And...
I think even Wednesday was potentially going to get cancelled.
No, I think Wednesday got renewed, didn't it?
It did, but I think there were talks that it was going to get cancelled.
Yeah. Every Netflix deal gets probably cancelled. Final Space was really good. That got canned as well. Great animated series. You could probably look it up, Corey. Look it up.
I'm
list of cancelled Netflix shows.
Right now.
There'll be a lot. There'll be a list of them. After 1 or 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Probably, preferably. I was so mad about Dark Crystal. Let me just say, it's a fantasy series, and I can stop myself and I can talk about it.
Yep.
But they had all the puppets ready to go. They had all the sets ready to go. They had the plot, which was really interesting. They had the rest of the time towards the film because this was a prequel series, not a sequel series. And they could have built up to the events of the film, and there were so many things they could have done. And they just, why did they can it? It was so successful. They brought Jim Henson. They brought the Jim Henson Company back.
Yeah.
They had Lisa Henson, Jim Henson's daughter. They had some of the puppeteers were back from the original film, like Tim Rose and stuff. They all got in again, and all the puppets ready to go, and they had new designs and new animatronics and the whole world. I've got a massive book at home called The World of Dark Crystal. So you've probably seen it. It's a big sort of purple hardback book. It's kind of like an art book, and it's full of like behind the scenes stories and pictures and concept art and set photos, and it's absolutely amazing. I feel like this is such an untapped world that you could go back into it at just the flick of a switch, and they canned it. I was so mad. I thought it was going to have another season because of how much stuff they'd set up, and I knew all the equipment was probably just ready to go again. Now what? It's just going to sit in a bin somewhere.
Yeah.
They're going to burn it. What are they going to do with it? There's flipping 7-foot Skeksis puppet sat somewhere, fresh as a daisy, in someone's garage or whatever, that will never see the light of day.
Yep.
Really annoyed.
You know what? Didn't come across.
Very subtle.
Yeah, exactly.
Very subtle. Have you found that list yet, Corey?
I did. Weirdly, there's not much on there, actually, that I thought it would be. Glow was on there.
Right, okay.
Obviously, us being wrestling reviewers.
Glow, yeah. We have the Real Show's Dropkick Report, if you're not listening to that. That is just a pro wrestling version of this program, basically.
Yeah.
On a little bit later for people who listen to the radio, and for our listeners, it just goes up on everywhere else on our channels. It's associated with us. It's still us.
Yes.
But The Glow was a series which I actually enjoyed. I watched it. I quite liked it. And it was even set for another season. It got closed down due to COVID, unfortunately.
Yes.
But it was set with another season, and strangely enough, this is a bit of a weird tie-in, but as of the time of the recording, me and Corey are set to go to a live pro wrestling event here in Lincoln.
Correct.
And on that card is a woman called Taya Valkyrie, who was slated to be in Glow Season 4, I believe, if you remember that.
Yep.
Before it got cancelled. She was supposed to be kind of like a Linda Vachon kind of Bull Nakano type character, and I was really excited about that, but never saw the light of day. Which I'm, again, was also quite frustrated about, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, stuff like that, it's just one of those, it just happens, I guess. It's unfortunate. It's even more unfortunate when it was supposed to get another one, doesn't get one.
Yeah, of course. Have you found a list of ones that were cancelled with early seasons?
After one season.
After one season. Which is sad there's a precedent for that, but what motivates them? What motivates them to do it, Corey?
Don't know. Because in their head, it's probably not doing as much as it should. As like, Stranger Things or anything like that. Oh, God. It's literally a full-on list. Jesus. Okay, what is on this list? Anything that any big names? Any big names? What we got? The Big Show Show.
The Big Show, not the Big Show Show. Well, it's the Big Show. It's been cancelled after one season.
Yeah. Hit and Run.
Mark Henry in it, didn't it?
Yeah, Hit and Run's the one. Nice. Okay. But I was on about. Cowboy Bebop got cancelled.
Yeah.
Kind of live action.
Live action remake Cowboy Bebop. The anime's on there, strangely enough, and I watched it. The anime's on there, strangely enough. The first season of the anime, I think, hey, watch the anime, then watch the live action season, which we're going to cut after one season.
Resident Evil is on here.
Yeah,
that was last year. Funny enough, as of recording, we're like midway through February-ish.
Yes.
3 seasons have been cancelled. So 3 series have been cancelled.
Just since February.
This year.
And those are.
I've only had one season. 1899, right. Inside Job, and Uncoupled.
Inside Job got cancelled.
According to this list, yeah. Sorry, that burst your bubble. Inside Job. Yeah, I think it has. Yeah.
My jaw's just dropped to the floor, ladies and gentlemen. I can't. Inside Job got cancelled.
According to that list.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, that was.
Netflix cancels beloved Inside Job.
I'm sorry, we're going to have to... I'm sorry, listeners. This is the real show. Goodbye. The show's over.
However, apparently it did 2 seasons.
It did.
Yeah.
I just finished...
Yeah,
I just finished watching the first season the second season in January.
Well,
sorry. I really liked the first season.
Never know how that ends.
It won't get a... They said that was such a big cliffhanger at the end of the second season.
Yeah.
About Reagan, she's gonna join the Dark Robes. Oh, I can't.
Well,
are the Dark Robes aliens or not? I can't. I can't. There was that program they'd launched, Program X, and we never see what that's gonna do.
Yep.
I can't believe that, Corey. I'm so shocked and stunned and saddened, and all the other words beginning with S. Really?
Yep.
It won't get a 3rd season. It won't get a.
It's done. It's gone.
It's done. It's gone.
Yep. It's been confirmed by, I assume it's someone who's involved in either making it or creating it. It's gone. Yeah.
Go back to that list, Corey. My heart's broken. I can't believe that.
Apparently, why Netflix does this, potentially, this is grain of salt, pinch of salt, whatever, it's not obviously confirmed, is that there's certain times in the tax year, and so essentially, if a show hasn't done good viewership by that point, they'll just get rid of it for tax reasons. They'll go, right, okay, we're done. Not doing it again. Because they'll have to redo it again, like redo another season again, and it will cost them even more money and stuff. So they kind of go, nope, done, finish with that. No more.
See, that's probably why Dark Crystal failed.
Probably.
But that's on that list as well.
It was.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, it doesn't have a big enough audience, I guess, in modern day times.
How dare you?
Sorry, Jim Henson.
I can't. No.
I love Jim Henson. I love stuff like that. I bet
you do, Corey.
But it doesn't have enough. That's from Joe. That's the website name.
Joe, thanks, Joe. What, joe.co.uk?
Joe.ie.
All right, okay. Thanks, Joe.ie for that list there.
Yeah.
Is there any more if you have it?
Nothing more that I've necessarily heard of, and that's going to offend a lot of people who go, "My favourites, you've not mentioned my favourite one.
You've not mentioned this one or that one.
You've not mentioned Tuca and Bertie."
Tuca and Bertie, my goodness. No, I didn't watch Tuca and Bertie.
The thing that I find really funny is the first one they cancelled after one season was their own. It's Netflix presents the characters.
Nice. That's very apt, Corey, I think. Yeah. That's very apt.
Yeah.
The first season they cancel is their own before they decide to do that weird thing where they prevent password sharing for one day and then take it away. Do you remember that? I do. That was this year as well.
Netflix presents for characters. What even was it?
Probably a documentary is what I want to say.
8 improvisational and alternative comedians get the opportunity to create their own 30-minute episodes where they can do whatever they want, demonstrating their bizarre characters and a variety of sketches. No wonder why that sounds like a mess.
It does sound like a mess. Who was in it? Let's look into this a little bit.
Okay, comedians, right. What we got? Cast. Here we go. Kate Berlant.
No, don't know.
Tim Robinson.
I think I might remember.
John Early.
No idea.
Henry Zabrowski.
Whoever he is.
I ain't gonna lie, I don't know any of these.
No, probably all American comedians.
Probably.
So we don't know who they are.
Phil Burgess plays a guy called Phil. That's creative.
Oh, okay. Your best commentary on that line is a guy called... his name's Phil.
There's like 8 people in the cast. That's that's all I have to work with.
It's sort of fair enough.
Yeah. So
Netflix, book your ideas up.
Yeah.
Tax. It's always tax, isn't it? It's always money.
Yeah.
Money's always just a big factor in everything. You can't escape it, Corey. You can't get rid of it.
Nope.
It's impossible. I can't believe it. I'm still down about Inside Job, to be honest. It's like when I learned that Neighbours had been cancelled.
Well, yeah, but that came back.
Apparently it did come back.
Amazon's brought it back.
Exactly. Apparently they had a final episode, but they did manage to bring Neighbours back, so I shan't complain about that.
You never know. Someone else might pick it up. It does happen.
Inside Job, I hope so. I think Amazon might be able to pick it up.
It does. That's what I mean.
Inside Job is it's a good, unique animated show. And but Netflix always does these like adult animated shows like Archer. They had Archer, and they realised, hold on, this can work. Adult animated show. They make BoJack Horseman, which was amazing. I'm not going to complain about that because I love BoJack Horseman. If you've ever seen it,
I've seen clips, but not
it's
fully.
Absolutely amazing. I watched the entire series. I binged the whole series. I never binge, but I binged the whole series of BoJack Horseman because I loved it. It was very intelligent and it was very introspective and it was very personal.
Yeah.
And not personal to me obviously, but it felt like it was like an emotional story. So and it was very real to me, even though the main character's a horse and they're all animals in the world, right? But,
yeah.
However, I quite liked it, and they ran these mature animated shows. I'm like, oh, well, animation can be for adults too. We swear and do certain things.
Yep.
Then they keep doing it and doing it and doing it, and then you get to that Big Mouth stage where it just starts getting crap, right?
If you I know what Big Mouth is.
Paradise PD and all the crappy ones.
And there's one in the park as well.
Exactly, the one in the park and the one in the school and the one in the they're all horrible. But the ones that were good were BoJack Horseman, An Inside Job, and the third one, which I feel like I should have mentioned already, but I didn't. I think I already talked about it. Oh, Archer, sorry. Yes. I think there's a fourth one around there somewhere, which I feel like I might not have mentioned. But Final Space. Sorry, that's the one. Final Space. That one's good as well. It's those four, and they handle it very intelligently, and that's how you should handle it. You shouldn't handle it like, oh, poop joke and oh, I love to twerk.
Yeah.
You know, meet the Gremlins, that kind of stuff. But what they should handle it with is a bit of intelligence, a bit of. I feel like mature adult television is more than swearing and more than dirty stuff. Let's call it.
Yes.
Let's say it's about character, it's about storylines, it's about emotion, it's about hitting you. It's about creating something that's not only got that emotional tangibility to it, but also has a feeling of connectedness where you're like, wow, empathy, right?
Yep.
You empathise with a character. Not saying you can't do that with children in the media, I'm sure you can.
Yep.
But there's a level of empathy, there's a level of sympathy, there's a level of emotion to it where I feel like that's what makes adult television or my understanding of adult television. Thoughts, Corey?
Nice. So I was just listening. I was taking your ranting time to.
No,
check.
no, it's not ranting time. It's discussion time.
I was checking. We're all good.
Okay, right. Thank you.
Yes.
It's discussion time, Corey. It's. I was about to launch into a Mitchell and Webb sketch there for a second. It's big talk. And you never watched that,
no.
I imagine. Okay.
That's
fair enough.
I'm mad.
Like that skit about the laser crabs I talked to you about last week. Or was it the week before?
I think it's week before.
Because of the news ticker.
News.
And then I showed you that Mitchell and Webb sketch where they're in they're at Television Centre in the BBC and they're doing the news broadcast and suddenly alien laser crabs attack and they're handling it like it's that was regular news story.
That was a couple of weeks ago, I think.
That was a couple of weeks ago, yeah.
Yes, it was.
Let's get this sorted, Corey. Yes. Mature adult animation thoughts.
It's possible. It exists.
It does, but correct. I've just confirmed those two facts. It is possible and it exists.
I forgot who.
What do you have to add?
I forgot who said it. There was a quote I saw recently. Let me see if I can find it. I think it was about a certain film now.
Right.
That it was someone essentially talking about you view animation. Let's say you're going to watch. What's an animated film that came out recently?
Super Pets. Dwayne Johnson as Crypto the Super Dog.
Kind of. Let's say you're going to go watch a film, and if you tell someone, "Oh, it's an animation film," there is that kind of whole thing of everyone immediately thinks, "Okay, it's like kid friendly."
Kid friendly, yeah.
Right. It's not. There is times where it's not always the case. You do have things that I don't want to say Into the Spider-Verse because that was kind of. I'd say that's probably a bit more teenagery, but
Into the Spider-Verse might count.
You get stuff like Happy
Spider-Man.
Tree Friends.
What did you just say?
Are you aware of Happy Tree Friends? Do you know what that is?
It's Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Where it's animation and you think, oh, this is great, and at some point it goes, honk! It takes a complete right turn.
It takes a right turn off the cliff.
Yeah. But even think back a couple of years, you had shows like Ren and Stimpy, which are not for kids.
Ed, Edd and Eddy.
Yeah, exactly. It was they're not for kids. It's really not.
Yeah. I love Ed, Edd and Eddy.
But I don't know. I like animation.
Ren and Stimpy as well. That was fun.
It was as an art form. I like animation, and I wish people did it more.
Dexter's Lab kind of did that as well. Yeah. If you ever watched Dexter's Lab, that's the episode where they have the button, the bleep button, and they keep pressing it over and over again, which is funny.
But no, I do like animation as an art form.
And it wasn't random as well. They could clearly tell where the words were, what words they were from the noise.
But no, I think animation is great. I think it is. There should be more stuff that is maybe more towards adults. And also, animation, you can do what you want.
And it's a very great medium. We Star Wars Visions has a 10 out of 10 reels on this show.
You don't need CGI, special effects. Just do what you want.
Exactly.
Draw it in.
Draw it in. Animation's a limitless medium.
Yeah. Also, technically, this is animation. One of my favourite films, just because of what it is, and it should have won Best Animation Oscar. It didn't. It lost to Spider-Verse. Was Loving Vincent. Are you aware of Loving Vincent? Do you know what it is?
I'm not. In fact, youth will be education for me, Corey.
So, Loving Vincent came out in 2017, and it's a film about Vincent van Gogh, but essentially, the whole film is like people have mimicked his art style. So the whole film are actual real-life paintings that have been drawn, like every single frame's a different painting, and it's all drawn to mimic Van Gogh's art style. And it's fantastically looking because it's all hand painted. I think what they did was they'd have one canvas, paint one frame, and then they'd paint over the canvas to then do a second frame for like a full second's worth of footage or something. I forgot there was like 180 canvases or something at the end of it.
Aardman.
Yeah.
If you don't know the joke about that, I'm not comparing obviously the work of Aardman to Vincent van Gogh. I'm comparing the filmmaking process of the fact that it was a well-known fact for some time that Hollywood would not work with Aardman Studios because Aardman would take a full day to do 1 second of footage by just moving Wallace's eye or hand or whatever, or Gromit's leg.
No, you're not comparing the work of Night Over the Rhine to Feathers McGraw.
No, I'm not.
But no, that film was fantastic, and that is a great way of doing animation because it's all hand-painted and it fits for Van Gogh, and it's fantastic and very much is a more adult film because realistically, you're not going to go, hey, 5-year-old, here's a film about Van Gogh.
It's the life of Vincent van Gogh, which wasn't
It's not. It's not great.
No, it's not great. Which is probably why you love that one Doctor Who episode that very much, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, animation's good. Do more of it. Also, be a bit more creative if you can. Nice hand-drawn stuff. Good hand-drawn stuff.
Good hand-drawn animation.
Exactly. It was old school, like 2D hand-drawn animation.
Like Princess and the Frog. You ever watched that?
Or like use like a light box.
Yeah.
You've got to trace it over. It's great stuff. Love animation. Anyway.
This is the Willow review, Corey.
Yeah, I know it is.
We've kind of gone off the side here because it's a part 2 and we didn't really plan for this to be a part 2. I guess this is kind of more of a streaming /
This is going into streaming talk now.
Fantasy, kind of just general talk of different mediums, and we start off with you know what, Corey? I feel like often, again, this will again launch a tangent away from what we're supposed to be talking about, but this will be what we do is. Often your criticism of us is when we have to come up with constructive criticism about it.
Yes,
we do criticise ourselves a lot to improve and whatnot. And as I say at the start of the episode, improvement's the biggest thing.
Yes.
Improvement is the biggest thing. You've got to get better and better and better, or you'll just stagnate.
Yes.
You've got to improve the product, improve what you're doing.
Yep.
You always say when you mention criticisms of us is, whenever we don't like something, we'll veer off and we'll talk about something else that we do like to talk about. But often I feel like that's more of a plus than it is a negative. Because it's showing how well branching we can be in our discussions. Like if we start off talking about even if it's something we do like, if we again this is an animation, but if we start off talking about I don't know, Star Wars: The Clone Wars, and we end up talking about your Van Gogh thing on that should have got an Oscar but didn't, right? That is not us not liking Star Wars: The Clone Wars. That's just because I love it. It's us taking a progression of that conversation and building it up to a level of more. Have you heard about this film about Van Gogh that's got 182 hand-painted canvas in it? No, I haven't, Maurice says. Corey says, oh, well, here you go. I'll educate you today. And you tell me about this amazing film, which I'm probably going to look up and rewatch after this. It sounds very impressive. It does sound like something that I'd like.
I don't actually know what it's on. 1,000 canvases were used.
Oh, wow.
125 artists. I think overall they made about 64,000 paintings. Obviously, they repainted over stuff.
Crazy.
There's a lot of stuff. And it all looks like Van Gogh. It's great.
And Corey's a big Van Gogh fan.
I am. I like Van Gogh.
Favorite painter?
What, as in general? No, he probably is.
He's your favorite painter?
Yeah. Oh. Go look at Starry Night Over the Rhone.
Yeah.
Who's
amazing. Have you seen, strangely enough, back to films, because I was going to say, you know who my favourite painter is?
Who?
Bob Ross.
Nice.
I love him. Speaking of Bob Ross, have you seen the Owen Wilson trailer, Paint?
No.
Look it up.
I'll do it in a minute.
Go and look it up, because Owen Wilson has been, WoW, surf, speedboats, everybody was talking about in Loki. There's another project he's been on recently called Paint, which is like it's not a Bob Ross biopic. Okay. It's like a Bob Ross spoof.
Okay.
Of him looking like Bob Ross and acting like him. But it's a story of him being replaced in the art world by someone else, almost like what happened to Bob Ross's teacher, Bill Alexander.
Yep.
Because you mentioned this during our episode on the Netflix documentary, strangely enough.
We have done.
Documentary on Bob Ross.
What's it called?
And it's just called Paint.
Paint.
You'll probably find it.
Do you know how hard it is to type in Bob Ross paint and not get actual paint?
Well, type Owen Wilson. There's keywords.
Yeah.
Google works like this. Google works with keywords now. They have an algorithm.
There we go. Got it. Got it.
There you go. Watch that trailer. You don't have to have the sound on.
Let me make sure it's muted so the audience doesn't hear us. Because copyright.
Copyright.
Yeah.
We're not, other films about painters are available.
Yeah. There's Paint.
You could watch. That's right.
There's
He's not going to give us his running commentary of the
probably Crimson Yellow. I don't know. There's a lot of that.
Crimson Yellow?
Yeah.
Crimson is not yellow, Corey. Crimson's red.
No, but if it's yellow, but it's more red. It's on the redder side.
All right, okay.
Bit of phthalo blue.
Phthalo blue.
Bit of a...
You put the subtitles on, haven't you?
Van Dyke Brown. I just know what colours he normally uses.
Yeah, he does. Phthalo blue, Van Dyke Brown. Sometimes you use phthalo green as well.
There's...
Titanium white.
That's it. I was going to say, what's the white he uses?
Yeah, titanium white. He puts liquid white on the canvas so the canvas will stay wet so he can do blending on the canvas.
Yeah. Here we go. He's talking to an audience. He's in a van.
He's in a van. He's in the Bob Ross van.
He is. He's
not Bob Ross. His name's like Carl Carlson or something like that. Something that sounds very Bob Ross-esque but isn't.
Yeah, there's a house. Oh, he's watching a woman on TV.
I think Carl Carlson is a character from The Simpsons.
There is a Carl. I don't know if it's Carlson's his last name.
I think his last name is Carl Carlson, if I'm correct. I might just search that.
Yeah. Oh, he's got a full. Oh, he's throwing green around.
He's throwing green around.
He's taking his shoe off.
This is fantastic. This is fantastic.
He's got. Why is he eating like bread? But
why is he eating bread? You get no bread. Why is he eating
bread?
No,
but it's like they've got like a half circle of like one of like loaves is like a half circle of bread. It's not like a long rectangle shaped loaf, like a circle loaf. And they've cut the top off.
His name is Carl Carlson.
Okay. Bob Ross is eating like the top half of a loaf, and his presumably wife or partner is eating the bottom half. But it's just bread. There's no like soup, or it might have butter on it. I don't know if it's that soup, but that's a very small bowl of soup. If it is bread, okay.
His full name is Carlton Carl Carlson Jr.
Great. Nice.
He was born 20th of April 1955. Good for you, Carl Carlson from The Simpsons.
I mean, there's Paint. When's it out?
Now look when it's out. We might review it.
When's Paint out?
We might review Paint.
Where's it out on? When is it out? 7th of April.
Nice.
There we go.
We'll watch Paint. Are you an Owen Wilson fan?
I don't mind him.
Marley and Me, did you cry?
Not seen it.
Not seen. You know what? We had this discussion before. Corey hasn't seen any. Like he's not seen any film.
I've not seen any. No, I've not seen many major films.
Major films.
Yeah.
Like Titanic.
I've seen Titanic.
Oh. The first major film I name, you seem to have seen it. I'll name another one, James Cameron. Have you seen Avatar? I've seen Avatar.
Seen the first one when it came out.
You've not seen Way of Water?
No.
You know what? I saw Avatar when I was very young.
Yes, so was I.
And I didn't understand it.
I kind of got it, but I
watched clips. I watched clips of it.
I was too young to be like, wow, this is great.
Yeah, I watched clips of it now, and I'm like, that's not in the film. That bit isn't in the film. I don't remember that bit, but it is in the film, obviously. Yeah. But I just don't remember it.
It's 3 hours. Everything's in the film.
There's that bit where the spaceship looks like a massive needle. It's like the Hayliner from Dune. It looks like a big stretchy satellite.
Yeah.
And there's panels on it, and on top of the satellite are several large space shuttles. And the space shuttle's detached, and they fly down. Then the doors of the space shuttle open, and from the doors of the space shuttle, there's helicopters, and the helicopters fly out.
When did you say Carl Carlson's birthday was?
It's 20th of April 1955.
Oh, okay, because Paint goes out 28th. I thought Paint was going to come out on his birthday.
Oh, what? Paint was going out on Carl Carlson's birthday?
It comes out in the UK on April 28th.
Nice.
It's out in America on April 7th.
What? How do they get it? I don't want to screw my math up, because people see I'm not good with numbers. How many days is that afterwards?
It's 21.
Oh, I was going to say 27.
What?
I know. I was like, at 28, it's 28, that's 7 days. That's 26? I don't know.
Yeah.
No, it's 21 days afterwards. Thank you, Corey. Yeah,
yes.
I'm not good at maths.
So there you go. Paint.
Paint, go and watch Paint.
It's coming out.
If that's not an endorsement for Paint, I don't know what is. And I saw the trailer when I was watching a Bob Ross video, which is the funniest thing.
Okay.
I was a bit perturbed. I was like, who's this? Owen Wilson's trying to take over the show.
Yeah.
Actually, no, they actually do have another guy now who does it. It's not Bob, obviously, because Bob, unfortunately,
it's not his son either, I see.
It's not his son, Steve Ross. No, it's a guy called Nick Hankins.
Oh, okay.
Who has a very Bob Ross sounding name.
Yeah.
And he does the motion, he does everything. He has his own kind of style. Not like he's bouncing off the wall like Crazy Frog, because that'd ruin the mystique of Bob Ross. But he's still very calm. He still does the happy trees and the happy bushes and the big mountain. Have you ever done a Bob Ross on
No.
MS Paint?
No.
No, I swear we've done it together once.
You
have, because you had a stylus. Don't lie to me, Corey.
If it did, I can't remember it. It mustn't have been great. It must have deleted it straight away.
Don't lie to me, Corey. We have done it together.
Sorry.
Because I remembered I made us once.
That memory must mean nothing.
And you had an art pad and you had a stylus. I remember
do.
You boasted about it while I was struggling on my mouse pad.
I've got an even better art pad now.
Oh wow, you can do it even better, Bob Ross.
It's got a screen now.
Oh wow.
I've got a massive
look at you, Mr. Big Stuff.
11 or 13-inch monitor with
my
a
goodness.
recognition pen on it. It's great.
Do great artwork in there.
What
kind of stuff do you do?
Whatever pops in my mind.
What, like fantasy drawings?
No. I'm not skilled enough for that. The last thing I drew was I had a friend that was having a rough day, so I drew him a bird.
A bird? What kind of bird was it?
Like a blackbird.
Oh, nice. What did you draw my birthday? My birthday card.
What, the rusty rook?
The rusty rook?
Yeah.
How did you do that? On the tablet?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's on the old. That's the one without the screen.
Oh, no, on the old without the screen.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Just whatever pops in my head.
I forget your birthday's in March?
Nope.
April?
Nope.
I'm not going to guess anymore.
We're getting closer.
Was I?
Yeah.
Oh, June.
Yes.
Oh, God, 23rd.
No.
Am I close?
No.
I'm not going to guess anymore. I tried to guess it in one. I couldn't get it. Oh well. I know it's in June somewhere.
But no.
Wait, 15th.
No.
Crap.
To be fair, a lot of the time the art patterns are getting used for thumbnails, but
really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because of the Photoshop or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, no, you can't. Do you have Photoshop on there?
I use Krita.
What is that?
It's a free art software.
Oh, nice.
But you can also erase and move and transform and stuff.
Oh, right. Okay, I see. I wonder if are you ever going to use our sort of advanced facial expressions?
They're being used on an episode going out today.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Or as of recording.
As of recording, an
it's
episode
already
will go out today.
It's already out.
Which is the way. Oh, it's already out.
So as of recording, it will go out. When you're hearing this, it's already out.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. So it's the Rumble review.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yes.
Okay, excellent.
I
don't know. Don't spoil the thumbnail for me, Corey.
No,
I'll see it myself.
I think that's it, because I think this will then come out after Rumble review. So.
Yeah. Willow Part 2, and then what we're doing next.
This will also have it.
Oh, nice. It's also have the advanced expression.
Willow Part 2 will have the advanced expression.
Trick for people who watch on YouTube or whatever. If you ever use our thumbnails anywhere else, I don't know if you do.
Yeah.
They see
Spotify.
Our custom video thumbnails have us inserted into the film, which I always get a bit of a pop out of.
Yeah.
Every time I see it, I was like, "Oh, that's cool, Corey! Like you actually did make us Boorman and Graydon, because Jade's in the middle."
Yes, she is.
In the Immoral City, you made us Boorman and Graydon, which I thought was funny.
The Rumble one is a little bit less realistic.
Oh, goodness.
Leans a bit more into the comical side.
Right, okay.
Kind of, just ever so slightly.
Right, don't tell me what it is then. But my favourite one is still the Dune one.
I'm still Man vs. Bee.
Oh, Man vs. Bee. No, Man vs. Bee one is very good, I'll admit, because it's the poster of Man vs. Bee with Rowan Atkinson looking up over the kitchen top.
Yeah.
And the bees on top. But instead of Rowan Atkinson, it's us two over the kitchen top, and our faces are exactly aligned where his was. And we're both staring at the bee. I don't know how you got our eyes to do that, but
I just happened to find photos where we're staring.
The title doesn't say Man vs. Bee, it says Men vs. Bee.
Correct.
And you don't catch that until you look a couple of times.
Correct.
But it says Men vs. Bee, and I'm like, I give it up. I give it up to you, Corey.
Always little details.
The little details sell it.
I've done that with a couple of thumbnails, and I ain't gonna lie, I can't remember most of them.
Oh. I only say the Doom one because it was exactly to my brief. I could not have said it better to you.
Yeah.
I said the Doom one is the opening scene where the Guild Navigator talks to the Emperor, you be the Emperor, and I'll be the Guild Navigator.
Yeah.
And then I just gave you that, and you went away, and it came back, and it is literally the exact thing what I was imagining. But you've got the head, it's the same shot as what I wanted, and my head's in the tank, and I've got the big body, and it's perfect, Corey. You really are the star. You really are the star of the show, Corey. You don't get your credit, but you are.
I
don't credit you enough. Considering there's only two of us here.
There is, yes. There's only two of us.
There's only so much credit to go around when you talk about it, really, Corey.
Yeah.
You can either credit me or I can credit you.
Yeah.
There's no one else really we can credit, maybe apart from our editor or...
Apart from the manager or any guests that come on and bring up the quality immensely.
Bring up the quality immensely? What, like we don't bring up the quality ourselves?
No, but whenever we've got a guest on, it's like...
The quality does increase.
It does.
With a guest, like 1,000-fold, I think.
It does.
The quality like soars up. Like, we haven't had a guest on the Real Show for some time. We've had a couple of guests on the Dropkick Report, which has been very good successes for us.
Correct. Go check that out.
Go check that out, yeah. I feel like we need, or if you didn't listen to it at the time, yes. I feel like we need a Real Show guest.
We do.
Now, we need to try and get on. We almost had one.
Yes.
But unfortunately, timings ran out for us.
We've been in contact with a couple. We're trying to find eventually something that'll work out, with something we can fit in, and also someone that's a bit. We had Nick Briggs, and we had
fun.
Alex Lightman.
So,
someone in the industry.
Industry professionals.
Exactly.
Because aren't we just that?
Thing is, because we had Nick Briggs, now that is our level.
That is our level now.
Pretty much.
Yeah. What, we can't either go higher or lower than Nick Briggs.
We can go a little.
Alex Lightman, poor Alex Lightman. Don't offend him.
Obviously, he's lower than Nick, but he's not like that lower.
Lower than Nick Briggs. Poor Alex Lightman. He directed a film, Corey. Will you ever direct a film?
Nick Briggs directs loads of audio dramas.
He does. Oh, okay. Fair enough.
He started an entire company.
Lincoln
Voices of Generation.
Indie Links Film Festival is coming up soon.
True.
We could easily get Mikey Murray here.
That is true.
Who's the proprietor of Indie Links Film Festival? Obviously, we're very central. We're Lincoln lads.
Yes, we are.
We're very central to our place here in the UK and England, and even though we always talk about branching and big things and international success, let's call it, I feel like, move your eyebrows there strangely, I feel like we should sort of stay true to our roots.
Yes. Don't
forget where you've come from, Corey. That's always where I like to say. Don't forget where you've come from. Always strive to improve. I'm popping out lessons here today. I'm popping out.
Welcome to the motivational episode.
I know exactly. I'm just serving those lessons, Corey. I'm serving them like dollar bills. Yeah. I'm flicking them like L's. But instead of L's, you're not taking L's. You're taking M's. Motivational quotes. Yeah, motivation. Just
take them M's.
Take them M's.
It's not a W. It's an M.
Can't do it. There you go. Take those M's.
It's a double meaning. For motivation. For Murray.
Yes. M.
Murray's motivation.
Murray's motivation. That's the new Real Show spin-off coming soon. Murray's motivation.
You had to flag it up.
Exactly.
Every time. Gang sign.
We go, welcome to Murray's motivation. Like that. For the people that didn't see, I just flashed up the double M and just
double M
stared directly to the camera lens.
Exactly. Murray's motivation. Can't wait for that to appear every now and then.
However, you know what also I can't wait to appear? Weekly Rec.
Oh, yes. Everyone's favourite.
Now, we talk about... This episode was supposed to be on Willow Part 2. We talked about it a tiny bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. But this will definitely be a Willow-themed rec.
Okay, Willow-themed rec.
We talk about not leaving our British roots. We talk about not leaving this great sceptred isle of England.
Correct.
Do you go England or Britain? I say Britain.
I say Britain.
Someone say, where are you from? Say, I'm British.
I say British, yeah.
Exactly. Got to include Scotland and Ireland. Got to throw them in there. Exactly. Wales. Got to throw them in there. They're parts of the team too. Yep. There's no Iron team, but there is in Ireland.
Correct.
So the weekly rec is for... The weekly rec for today doesn't abandon our British roots, Corey.
Okay.
It is British, true to the core. There's nothing like it.
Okay.
When you think Britain, who do you think?
Blackadder.
Terry Wogan.
Okay, that's fair.
Alexander Armstrong. You think these great hosts, Corey.
Alexander, okay.
And there's Richard Osman.
Yeah.
And you think there's no greater host than Warwick Davis.
Okay.
And that's right. The real rec today is Tenable.
Great.
Just the show.
I was going to say, you got a favourite episode? When's it on?
When's it on? It's on, I think, daytime every day. And I want to say about 1 to 2, maybe. It's an hour.
Every weekday, 3 p.m. on ITV.
Sorry, 3 p.m. on ITV.
Perfect.
We go out at the same time.
We go out on a Saturday on 3 p.m. So a Monday.
This will be running when Tenable is on. I think. Highly possible. Yeah. But I'm going to recommend Tenable. It's Warwick Davis. The plot is, I say the plot.
Yes.
It's a game show. Yeah. The game is you have a team of people and you have 10 answers on the board. It's like Family Fortunes, effectively, but with Warwick Davis.
Yeah.
And at the top is the most popular answer. You want to get that. So if they say Corey is a very basic one.
Okay.
What is their top 10 Star Wars characters?
Oh yeah.
And if you were to say
Darth Vader,
you'd have probably number 1, if not Luke Skywalker.
Probably.
Or Han Solo. Or Princess Leia. Boom.
Yeah.
But if you were to say
Hondo Ohnaka,
he might be at number 10 or number 9, but you probably won't get him.
Don't think he won't be.
Because Star Wars fans do know Hondo. But like if you said Biddle
Quirv.
You were seconds away from Biddle Quirv, and I could tell. If you were to say Biddle Quirv, you'd probably get 0. It wouldn't be on the board. They should have a question. I feel like they should have more film-related questions. It's always geography.
It's always.
What are the top 10? That's my Warwick Davis impression. Hello, I'm Warwick Davis. What are the top 10? This might get us cancelled. What are the top 10 mountain ranges in the world?
Okay.
And if you were to say,
there's so many to pick from. Mountain ranges, because that's the Everest. That's not a range.
Oh, I was going to say Ben Nevis, but that's not a range.
That's what I mean.
I guess what are the top 10 mountains in the world then?
The
tallest mountains in the world. 10 of them.
Everest.
Hey, there you go. Ben Nevis.
What's the
Alps? The Alps is a mountain range.
That's a mountain range. That's what I'm trying to think of.
Swiss Alps, French Alps, Italian Alps. You got 3 of them right there.
Yeah, that's true.
The 2K. Is it called 2K, K2? India.
K2, I think.
Asia, yeah.
What's it called? They've just changed the name. It's not that. It's Erdvitfer.
Erdvitfer?
Yeah, Erdvitfer.
What is Erdvitfer?
It's Snowdon.
Oh, all right. Okay.
But they've changed the name to Erdvitfer.
Well, that's not going to catch on.
Because it's Welsh.
Oh.
They've only changed it on, like, so if you go to Wales, the sign won't say Snowdon, it will say, like, Erdvitfer and in brackets Snowdon.
Oh, right, okay.
They've changed all the, like...
The official signage.
Yeah. And Snowdonia is different as well.
However, that is my weekly rec.
For your Welsh fans out there.
Exactly, for our Welsh listeners. You know what? We might have high Welsh listeners.
Possibly.
Araf. You know what that means?
What does it mean?
Slow down.
Nice.
You know, I see that because when you drive on the Welsh roads, you go to a steep place that slow, it says Araf, slow down.
Nice.
So much that my grandmother at the time thought we were driving into an RAF base because it said ARAF. And she was like,
nice.
We're going the wrong way. We're going into an RAF base. It says slow down RAF. And we're like, no, Ma, it's a RAF. It means slow down in Welsh. We were not driving into an RAF base, by the way.
I'm glad to hear it.
You ever been to Roseniger?
I haven't.
Okay.
I haven't indeed. But no, I'm glad to hear you weren't driving into an RAF base.
Great. I'll give Tenable... Also, I feel like we may have recommended Tenable before.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think we could have?
I don't.
Or we've discussed it at some point.
I don't think we've recommended it.
But Warwick Davis fans, we've discussed it at some point.
I don't think we've recommended a game show before.
You don't think so?
No. Well, Chase we haven't, I don't think.
Okay.
Tipping Point, definitely not.
Well, I feel like we've wanted to do an episode on game shows for some time.
We have. Pointless we haven't.
I'm not giving it a 10 despite the fact it's called Tenable. I'm going to give it a 6.5.
Okay. That's not bad.
Which is more than a positive. I'll give it for Warwick Davis in his nice suits. He's very sharply dressed, and his wonderful presentation and hosting skills on Tenable. ITV, 3 p.m. daytime. Obviously not on Saturdays because you'll be listening to us, won't you?
Yes, you will.
And on, I sound like it's a threat. And on Mondays at 7, The Real Show.
Yes.
Thank you very much for listening. I don't know what this has been. But this has been The Real Show with Corey and Murray.
Correct.
I'm Corey, goodbye. And I'm Corey, goodbye.
What? You do that every year.
I do, somehow. I'm Murray, goodbye.
There you go.
And a goodbye from Corey.
Goodbye.
God help us.